All right, so I'm here with Colin Nathan at the Hot Box Gym. Represented, no doubt, management all over, plastered around the gym. How you feeling?
With my SA boxing corner cushion. Oh, two actually, yeah. I'm good, how are you, bro? Like, we're supposed to connect last week, it just never happened.
Yeah.
Just too busy for me, it's okay.
No, look, at the end of the day, we're here. We're here for our bi-weekly interview, and we're enjoying it. I mean, look, there's a lot more. Every time that we hear, there's new things that we can talk about.
Yeah.
So, I mean, on that front, let's first get into, like, Eddie Hearn mentioning your name and Sive name on Piers Morgan's show. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was bizarre. I got a message in my DM in Instagram from a person I don't actually know. And there's a nice mention on Piers Morgan, and I thought they were pulling my leg. Not the middle one, though. But I was like, you got to be kidding me. So then I went through it, and I was like, it's just crazy. So yeah, it was a nice touch by Eddie. It's nice to see the emotional side of boxing people outside the ring. And it's also nice to see that a promoter actually cares about athletes and likes the story. I think, you know, as the game progresses, and it's not just boxing anymore, it's now a show, people like the backstory. And I think Sive's backstory to where, you know, getting knocked out, crazy moments in Monte Carlo, to facing these demons and coming back and becoming a two-time world champion in Oaxaca was just sensational. Probably one of my highlights in front of 10,000 Mexican fans. And very emotional night for South African boxing, and also for Matchroom and Eddie Hearn. So it was great.
Let's talk about emotions, because the Christian Araneta camp has been crying left, right, and center about not getting the fights when they wanted. I mean, first it was, you know, sort of the 30-day period after Mexico where you had to get suspended and you had to wait a little bit longer. Now it's the Unification potential bout that's on. What's your take on the whole situation?
There are rules and regulations that govern the IBF and that need to be respected and adhered to. So with regards to, I was faced with it. We got the immediate rematch for Milan Melindo. And then what happened was they started engaging and communicating and obviously negotiating for Taguchi for the Unified Championship. So if you know the rules and regulations of the IBF, Unification supersedes mandatory. So that's kind of where we're at. Araneta's going to get his chance, but it's just probably not going to happen right now. So we are obviously now negotiating for Unification. We obviously want that. That's what we want. We want the big fights for South African boxing, and we want those kind of big championships and those big monumental moments. And it's the first time if and when we get this over the line that an Easter camp fighter will ever be engaging in a Unification. So there's a lot of history behind this move, and I just think it's the right move and at the right time.
Right, so that's a situation where it looks like it's getting close, and obviously Steven Chinga, what's his opinion? Because we haven't got his side yet.
Well, fighters want to fight, you know, they just want the fights. He wants to unify. Obviously, every champion wants all the belts, but you know, listen, these things sometimes do take time. I was kind of given a mandate to break the story last week? Today, or this week? This week. Yeah, they had the public holiday. Happy Easter, by the way. Was it good?
Yeah, it was lekker.
Do you have an Easter egg?
A lot of chocolate.
You blame it on the bunny.
Yeah. No, it's something else. It's just that.
So we broke the announce. We kind of said that it was mooted, and that it's still obviously in play. But we've very far negotiations now, and we're hoping we get it over the line, and that's what we want. So I just think it's a great opportunity for Sive. And going back to the question you asked me, fighters just want fights. They want to fight. So, and also, I think being world champion, and there are other sanctioning bodies that have world champions, let's see who's the best. Why not? It's great.
100%. And in that weight division, obviously, Hickey Butler retired from the sports under advice of yours and his family. That also frees up any potential fantasy fight that people might have had of Sive versus Hickey, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it was never going to happen. Funny enough, Sive's last fight, the first person that I discussed my game plan for Mexico going back in the rematch was with Hickey. And I ran it past him and I was like, Hickey, you know, what do you think? And that's why I said to you with Hickey and other interviews with Hickey that I'm going to encourage him as another career in boxing. And I ran the game plan through him, and he looked at me and he said, yeah, I think it's going to work. And it really did. So Yeah, utmost respect. They had some good spars in the gym, which was great. I mean, you were privy to that. But in terms of a fantasy, let it be fantasy. You know, different generations and eras, and I think we need to appreciate both eras.
Yeah, both of different eras, as you mentioned, and of course, Sive now team making his own history at the moment. You mentioned, we mentioned actually, funny enough, in an interview with Sive that he was talking about unification even before he had the fight with Curiel in Monte Carlo, and he also sat down in an interview with David Diamante, with yourself as well, and you discussed it. Was it premature at that stage, in retrospect, to talk about that, and maybe now is sort of the right timing?
No, because we were expected to be Curiel the first fight, so no, but that's boxing, Hayden. It happens. We've discussed this so many times that just when the unthinkable can happen, it does, you know. So I don't think it was premature then. I mean, fighters have a lot of ambition, and you can't blame the fighter for wanting the best and biggest fights. But I think now's the right time. So, like I'm saying, we're close, and we're getting closer, and hopefully we get it over the line. But if we don't, we move forward. You know, there's other options out there, but I'm confident that we can get this over the line.
Do you think he's better for it because he made a lot of corrections in the second fight, which he had to implement?
So that's a great question. Yes, and one thing is for sure, if Sive ever listened to me in his entire career for the fights we've had together, I was in the last fight. He followed my plan to a T, and that's what makes me very confident that this is the right fight at the right time. And I just like the fight. I do.
Right, so if and when it happens, we'll get started on that. Let's talk about other international fights. Obviously, we broke the news on SA Boxing Talk. That was breaking news. Yeah. Lerato Dlamini against Arnold KG, Ukrainian based in America. How's the negotiations coming along for that one?
Yeah, so that's with Top Rank, dealing with Colin already, and it's been awesome. It's been awesome. I've submitted passports and stuff, and just looking forward to putting on the event. We haven't worked out the final details in terms of fee and venue and site yet, but we're getting very, very close, and it's looking very, very positive. Again, I don't want to talk out of turn until I've signed an agreement. I don't want to be like other managers and promoters opening their mouth inappropriately when things never happen. So I want to be kind of measured with this, but it's looking very likely around June, July. So very amped about that. And obviously I won't be in South Africa because I told you that we've submitted our passport. So very, very exciting. Lerato, I believe now is in the prime. Like, just recently turned 30, and you've seen, if you follow his socials, the guy is just so committed to his craft. You know, a lot of guys like their cars and they like their shoes, and this guy comes in with like new boxing equipment, and you've seen him, you know, he wraps it in, and he's like, hey Cole, what do you think of my new gloves or boxing boots and stuff like that? So he's just so committed to his craft, and that makes my job a lot easier. When he comes into camp, he's in good shape already. We don't need a long time to get rid of the excess weight because he's so professional at what he does. But I'm looking forward to this opportunity in this fight. There should be an announcement, hopefully in the next 48 hours, maybe 72 hours, with regards to that contest. But things are moving. To answer your question, which is a long answer, it's going really well. Yeah, going well.
All right, so we look forward to seeing that. I don't think there's much more we can say on that because there's a lot of it needs to be completed, and we will get there when it's...
Again, I just want everything signed off and agreed upon before I say anything, rather.
All right, let's talk about things that are signed off and agreed upon. You got your United Arab Emirates license as a manager. That is signed off and agreed upon, and you've signed your first athlete under that banner.
Who is non-South African, residing in South Africa. So, Creed Moyer's just a very good-looking kid. Like him, very charismatic, big puncher, nice division as well, big ticket seller for Boxing5, and obviously, you know, guided by Shannon. And Shannon has been on to me for a while, and he said to me, Colin, like, let's look about signing him. So I obviously applied for my license. There was another non-South African fighter who was brought to me by another trainer and manager here in Joburg, and that never worked out. And good luck to the kid. And then I thought the opportunity, because I was steering that situation towards the UAE, I thought I pulled Shannon and I said, "Do you still want me to sign the kid?" So I came out with an international agreement, which the UAE acknowledges and recognizes, and that's how we signed the deal. So very excited. I'm very excited for Shannon. I think Creed is just getting better and better. Since he's moved up to 147, we've seen good improvements. You know, he's a little bit more poised, taking his time settling in, not as wild as before. And you're drawn to him because he's so charismatic, and man, he can fight. So looking very forward to that. He's a young kid. He's 5-0, 4 knockouts. And I think he could be something special in the future. I really do.
Talking about guys that you purely just managing as well, obviously Kane Free still in the mix as well, came off of a phenomenal performance, and obviously he's going to be itching. He's a youngster looking to get in the ring. What's news of him?
Yeah, so we obviously, there'll be an announcement soon on the Boxing5 fight card in the next few days, and we're obviously looking at featuring him for a championship that's already in the works. And again, he's one of those young kids who just, man, as Chet would say, he can fucking roll, So very excited about him. He's a very humble kid, but when he gets in the ring, he turns beast mode. And again, I have to say it, I was just like absolutely blown away by his last performance. I think him or his dad a night or two ago put out some footage of one of his old fights from about a year or two ago. And you see the improvements. It's an amazing thing to see. So he's one of those kids that I just really get excited about as well. In fact, we've got so many young kids. Ishmael Kadri, Joshua Feldman, Luka Mabekne. There's just so much talent. It's getting to the point now where we're getting requests, Riaz, Larry, Laduma, myself, literally daily. Like guys are messaging me on various platforms. Look at this kid, take a look. And the truth of it is we're actually bursting at the seams with talent, to the point where like we're going to be very caged on who we work with going forward. I mean, we'd like to give everyone and anyone opportunities, but the reality is that we can only work with a certain group of athletes. But the business, from a Boxing5 marketing perspective, the brand's just growing and growing and growing. And I'm very excited about it. I really, really am.
Okay, I'm going to take a step back quickly to the last event. The Truter brothers. One did fight and one didn't fight, but unfortunately the result didn't go Tristan's way. What's happening with Caden as well? Is there what's their next steps for the both of them?
Yeah, so that's a good question. Caden was in here yesterday doing his medical, so that's a good sign. Okay, yeah. Tristan, I think, is taking a look at what he's smiling because we have Heki in here.
Yeah.
What's up, Hex? How are you? Do you like him?
He's a great oak.
Oh, he's a great oak. You're a good oak.
Greatest oak.
One of the greatest of all time, bro. Yeah. No, Heki, not you. So yeah, I'm still, Kane's still so young. He's 21. He's got so much potential. I think Tristan's kind of looking where he wants to be, in life and in boxing, and I respect to that. Had a chat with his parents, and inevitably that'll be his decision. But yeah, Caden actually did his medical yesterday, so very, very excited about his future as well. And I just want the best for Tristan, whatever he decides, because he's just a lovely kid. I love the family; they're good people. You know that. I'm very close to them.
Yeah, and obviously there are a lot of exciting fighters that also in the sports have been to this gym. I mean,
the good guys last. The arseholes generally don't last. Yeah. The arseholes don't last.
That's true. Lost my train of thought now because Heki's here. But I'm just trying to think of anything else that...
Looking forward to Ishmael Kadri is also, the kid's a star. I mean, I've been saying it for a while. He's just getting better and better as well.
I feel like he's taken, like, if you look at his social media, he's taken a leaf out of, like, Dlamini's book with regards to him, like, always saying 8-0 and, like, always training all the time. Even through Ramadan, he's training and putting in the work.
Yeah, I mean, I'm drawn to the kid. It's very special to me. Been with me since fight one. It's just incredible to see something just grow and develop. But I think as well he's on to something very, very big as well.
All right. As we call it a day, we're nearing on 16 minutes here. So we've put in we've put in a shift. Maybe we can put in 2 adverts there. But Cole, we'll catch up. There's a lot of news dropping very soon. Very,
very soon. So I think the next interview will have a lot more developments, things over the line, contracts signed, where I can actually be quite clear on the direction, what the next step is for No Doubt Management on the fighters. But, we're still gearing up for Boxing5's May 5th show. That's going to be a cracker. And we're very close to finalizing that ball with Larry, Riaz, Laduma, myself. and just very excited. I'm still very upbeat about this year. I think it's definitely going to be a better year than last year.
Oh, it is.
Has to be.